My goals are much more practical. They think I have a tragic backstory? Bro, I just want to touch boobs and eat. Is that too much to ask? Apparently, the universe says yes.
Denji might actually be one of the most realistic young male characters in anime. And that sounds crazy because the dude literally has chainsaws coming out of his arms. But hear me out. Denji's dreams are small on purpose. This is a guy drowning in debt his father left behind. The Yakuza basically owned him. He's killing low-level devils just to pay off interest like it's some cursed bill he can never finish. Selling organs, eating dry bread, sometimes barely surviving. The only real thing he has is Pochita. And that matters, because Pochita is the only being that actually chooses him, stays with him, cares about him. And when you live like that long enough, your brain adjusts. You don't dream big. You don't think about passion or legacy. You think about tomorrow. Poverty doesn't just take money, it shrinks your imagination. You stop asking what you want from life. You just focus on not dying. So when the Yakuza betray him and cut him down, it almost feels expected. Of course they would. That's the world he knows. Disposable, replaceable. But Pochita doesn't see him that way. Pochita becomes his heart and tells him one thing. Live. Chase your dreams. So when Makima brings him into public safety and his basic needs are finally met, it changes something inside him. He has food, a bed, someone saying, "Good job." That toast scene where he piles every condiment onto one slice of bread looks childish, but it's not. That's a kid who's been starving finally feeling abundance. That's relief. And Fujimoto doesn't mock that. He takes it seriously. Because when you've had nothing, even jam on bread feels like you made it. And once survival is handled, something else starts waking up in him. When you finally have food and a bed, your brain starts asking for more, affection. Denji has never experienced real love before, so he reduces it to the most basic version he understands. Physical touch. That's why his new dream becomes wanting to cop a feel. And yeah, it sounds stupid. Even the other characters clown him for it. But think about it. If you grew up with zero affection, no one telling you they care about you, of course your brain is going to attach meaning to the first physical intimacy you can imagine. That's what makes the Bat Devil fight so interesting. In most shonen fights, there's some big ideology behind it. Destiny, freedom, justice. Denji's out there risking his life over a deal to touch Power's chest. And people laugh at that. But when he snaps back and says just because his dream is small doesn't mean it's worthless. How many people shrink their own desires out of embarrassment? How many guys are scared to admit what they actually want because it sounds lame? Denji doesn't filter himself. If that's his dream, he's going all in. And weirdly, that honesty makes it feel more real, isn't it? And then he actually achieves it. He grabs Power's chest. The whole build-up, the risk, the fight, the deal. And when it finally happens, nothing. Just another emptiness. That's confusion for him, because in his head, this was supposed to be the thing, the moment that proves he's finally living. But it feels still hollow. And that's such a real experience. We all have some version of that one goal we think will fix everything. Get the job, get the body, get the girl, get a bag of money. And once you get it, you're like, that's it? You can actually see it hit him. That small confusion like, wait, why don't I feel different? And that's where something deeper starts creeping in. It's not just about the act. It's about the meaning behind it. Physical touch without connection feels empty. And that realization plants the first real crack in Denji's mindset. Because now he's not just deprived, he's aware. Aware that even when he gets what he wants, it doesn't automatically fill the hole inside him. And right when that emptiness starts settling in, Makima steps closer. She tells him straight up that physical touch means nothing without real connection behind it. And for someone like Denji, who's never been loved properly, that line hits like gospel. Because now it's not just about touching someone. It's about being chosen, being wanted. Makima gives him attention. She praises him. She feeds him. She lets him get close, but never fully. It's just enough to keep him hooked. And you can see how fast he attaches himself to her. Not because he's stupid. I mean, yeah, he's stupid, but, you know, because she's the first person who made him feel special. Then she raises the stakes. Help me defeat the gun devil, and I'll grant you any wish. And just like that, his desire shifts again. He's chasing her approval, her promise. In his head, Makima holds the key to happiness. So he obeys, he fights, he clings to her words like they're a contract. When you've never had affection, you don't know how to measure it. So you accept whatever version is handed to you, even if it comes with strings attached. And then Reze shows up, and she feels different immediately. She doesn't treat Denji like a weapon. She doesn't look at him like property, she just talks to him, laughs at his awkward jokes, teases him a little, and takes him swimming. For the first time, Denji isn't Chainsaw Man. He's just a teenage boy hanging out with a girl who seems to actually like him. And that's dangerous, because Denji says something that sounds simple, but says everything about him. I like people who like me. That's it. That's his whole logic. When you're used to being ignored, even small kindness feels huge. A smile feels like destiny. Basic attention feels like love. She represents that fantasy a lot of lonely guys have. Someone who just sees you, listens, doesn't judge you, makes you feel normal. And for Denji, that's intoxicating. Because now he's stuck between Makima, who gives him purpose and structure, and Reze, who gives him warmth and the feeling of being human. And he doesn't even fully understand what love is yet. He just knows he doesn't want to lose either feeling. The moment where the story brings up the whole city mouse and country mouse thing. Two mice living completely different lives. One surrounded by food and excitement, but always in danger. The other living simple and safe, but with less. Denji is the city mouse. Of course he is. When you grew up with nothing, danger feels worth it if it comes with good food and stimulation. What's the point of safety if you're still lonely? If life is quiet, but empty? A lot of guys today don't just want comfort, they want movement, progress, something that feels like it means something. So they chase the grind, wake up early, hustle, stay busy. Because staying busy means you don't have to sit alone with your thoughts. Denji does the same thing. Every time life slows down, he avoids thinking too hard. After Himeno dies, he even questions if he'd feel sad if the others died. And instead of unpacking that, he shuts it down. Unhappy thoughts just make you unhappy, so he keeps moving, because stopping means thinking, and thinking hurts. And just when Denji thinks he might finally have something real with Reze, it falls apart in the worst way. That festival moment feels like a rom-com ending. She asks him to run away with her, leave everything, live a quiet life. For a second, it feels possible. Then she kisses him and bites his tongue off. Boom! And the fantasy shatters. She's not just some sweet girl in the rain, she's the bomb devil. But Denji still hesitates to let her go. Even after she tries to kill him, even after she says none of it was real, he still offers to run away with her. He's not chasing thrill anymore. He's chasing the feeling she gave him. Being seen, being chosen. So when she actually starts to turn back, when she decides maybe she does want that quiet life with him, it almost feels like redemption. But she never makes it. Makima intercepts her before she can reach him, and Denji never even knows she came back. That's what makes it hurt, the entire fandom just heartbreak for that moment. Sometimes you don't even get closure. You just lose the one moment you thought might have been different. And that's why I don't really see the city mouse and country mouse as right or wrong. It's not about which life is better, it's about what shaped you. Denji chooses chaos and stimulation because he grew up starving. Reze dreams about peace because she grew up in violence. Neither of them are wrong. They're just reacting to what hurt them and what they wish they have. People don't wake up one day and choose to chase distraction or comfort. They adapt to whatever kept them alive. It's food, then it's physical touch, then it's connection, then it's someone running away with him. And every time he gets close, it slips through his fingers. Because loneliness messes with your standards. It makes you cling to the first person who looks your way. It makes you confuse attention with love. It makes you believe that if you just get the next thing, you'll finally feel whole. Under all the blood and insanity, it's just a story about a guy who wants to matter to someone. That's it. Just to not feel invisible anymore. And honestly, that's not just Denji, that's a lot of modern young men right now. If I'm wrong about any of this, tell me in the comments. I'm curious how you see Denji, and let me know which character we should break down next. If you like this kind of deep dive, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, to help your boy reach 1,000 subs, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thank you for watching. Seriously.